Or not. 3, 2, 1.
Yes! And the end.
Come on out.
First up, we have Angelina Lane opening up at 85 kilos, lifting in the M2 52 kilo weight category. Angelina just setting up there. Nice steady takeout for Angelina there. You can see she's really focused. Opening squats are always the most nervous thing to do. Start command.
Oh, nice.
Depth looks pretty good. Looked like it's controlled, and she has 3 white lights. Excellent. What did you think of that one, Darren?
Yeah, very nice lift, nice and deep, and yeah, brilliant opener.
Always want a nice, solid, comfortable opener.
Exactly, yeah. I feel you always want to open light and just get one in on the boards, and then you can work from there.
I always say to my lifters, it's not where you start, it's where you finish.
Exactly.
Start wants to be a solid one. Okay, now we have June Stamp opening at 90 kilos. She is in the 47 kilo bodyweight category, and June looks like she is lifting alone on that bodyweight category. Again, nice and steady and controlled from June. And she comes down, comes up, and the referees say it is a no lift. I think that was to depth, Darren. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it did, to be honest, look a little bit high, but I'm sure she'll get it next time.
So the weight looked nice and easy for her.
Yeah, the strength was definitely there. Just needed to sink that in a little bit deeper, and I think she'll be fine.
Perhaps the nerves.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. I mean, it's a big occasion, isn't it? So you can understand people being nervous.
And it's a very impressive venue here. What
Exactly,
do you think,
yes, it is, yes. Yeah, they've done Northern Ireland Powerlifting, they've done a brilliant job on the venue. So, yeah.
Okay, next up we have Denise Bird, opening also with 90 kilos, lifting in the 57 kilo category. And for those of you that are not familiar with the age categories, M2 is between the ages of 50 and 59. So this lady squatting 90 kilos is aged between 50 and 59. She gets the squat command. Nice wide stance there.
Yes.
Bit of a fight, but the referees say
it
is a good lift. Excellent. Very wide stance. What do you think, Darren?
Yes, it was, yes. Yeah, but the main thing is she got to depth. It was a good lift, so all happy with that.
Just let the viewers know that the ref lights aren't working at the moment. They should be on the stream.
What's not working?
The referee
No, they're using hand signals for lights at the moment.
We can't see the referee lights, unfortunately. They're not quite working at the moment, but you should be able to see the little poles that the referees are using. White up means a good lift. Red up means a bad lift. Okay, next up we have Alison Jones opening with 100 kilos. 57 kilo bodyweight category again. So there are 4 women in the M2 fighting for master's place in the 57 kilo category. And Alison gets a squat command, sets herself. She's coming down. Strong fight on the way up. The referees say it's a good lift. Well done, Alison. Next up we have Deborah Tiernan, 107.5 kilos, also in the 57 kilo category. Darren, what do you think of that opener?
Yeah, once again, nice and deep, nicely controlled. So yeah, very, very good, and obviously very good to just make sure that you get your first one on the board if you can.
And just carrying on with the venue here, it has been spectacular. So we have 2 platforms running. You can hear the platform in the background across the room. We have, I don't actually know who's on the other platform, but it's going to be on the live stream on the lineup. And on our platform we have the M2 47 to 76s now, and afterwards we have the M2 66 to 83 kilo men's. Right now we have Deborah Tiernan, she's up with 107.5 kilos. Always trying to fight for that control and stability in your setup. Look like a nice smooth lift, Aaron.
Very smooth, yeah. 2 to 1. 2 to 1. That's good.
She got it 2 to 1, and it looked like she failed on depth on the left-hand referee.
Sorry?
Did she look like she failed on depth on the left-hand referee?
It was a bit borderline to me from where I'm sitting, but obviously the refs have a better view. Well, most important thing is that she's got the lift. So.
She has got it in. And I'm sure her coach will talk to her backstage and say, just a little bit more.
Just sink that one in a little bit deeper. Still a good lift.
Now we have Karen Burns with 115 kilos. Last lady up in the 57 M2s. GB lifter. Fabulous pigtails.
It's very important to have good hair on the platform. Do you agree, Darren?
I wouldn't know, I haven't got any, so I'll take your word for it.
So far, all these ladies have been very controlled and deliberate in their setups. That looks very smooth. 3 white lights, and you can see why she's a GB lifter.
Yeah, that was an excellent lift. Well controlled, and 3 white lights. Next
up, we have the first of the 376 kilo M2 ladies. We have Joy Minio at 115 kilos. Joy weighing in at the lightest, only 73 kilos. Joy gets the start command. Taking it steady, descending, and a bit of a fight on the ascent. And she gets 3 white lights. Excellent. It was nice and deep, wasn't it?
Yeah, once again, very nice lift. Yeah, very, very good. So a little bit harder than for an opener than you would ideally want, but very, very good and done the same.
So we have Rosie McKenzie and then Amelia Allen to finish up the first round of squats. Both in the 76 kilo weight category and opening only 2.5 kilos apart from one another. So for the squat, they should have an interesting fight between one another.
Absolutely.
Rosie McKenzie up first, 127.5 kilos. Rosie weighing at 74.3 kilos in body weight. Nice and deep squat there. Smooth on the ascent. She gets 3 white lines.
Well done. Up next, Amelia, 100.
And the final lifter of this round is Amelia Allen, opening at a massive 130 kilos at 76 kilos body weight category, actually being 73.4 kilos in body weight.
Out you come.
Maybe even we'll see Amelia do double times body weight today.
Yeah, that's very impressive.
Considering she's somewhere between the ages of 50 and 52, I think that is impressive. Comes down, gets squats command, and up. Smooth opener. Deep. Referees liked it.
Very nicely done, yeah. Nice and deep again. So that was a very good first flight. I think we only had 1 fail, so very impressive.
That's what we want from an opener, squat openers. We want everybody to pass so that we have an exciting and thrilling competition.
Exactly. Couldn't agree more.
Your bar is loaded.
Okay, we are going to start the second round of squats. We are starting with Angelina Lane, 90 kilos squat. She's gone up 5 kilos from her opener. Angelina, the only person lifting in the 52 M2 category.
Yes, come on.
Right of thigh, excellent. And that's 3 white lines. Great
Brilliant.
stuff.
Brilliant.
Angelina did the same this year that she did last year, 85 and 90. Last
Brilliant
year,
second lift there.
Angelina went for 95. So it'll be interesting to see what she's going to try and do this year. 92.5. I think that's a wise jump. What do you think, Darren?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it's sensible. Yeah.
June Stamp up next. So June missed her opener for Deb. Let's hope she and her coach have had a nice chat. She's got it in her head. Depth is everything.
Exactly. Yeah, she just needs to sink that in a little bit lower, and it's in. So she's just got to get that down a bit, and then with her.
June taking it out. She's nice and controlled. I really love seeing the control and stability that these lifters have over this weight. They make it look so easy. Oh,
Yeah,
that was
that's a bit
much
deeper.
And the referees say,
Yes,
oh,
there you
good. 3 white lights. She's got a lift in. Excellent.
Yeah, much better, much better. So, as I said, she just needed to drop that in a bit, and now she's got the lift.
So for the squat round, we have no bombers.
Yeah, no bombers yet.
Woohoo! Next up, we have Denise Bird. Denise has gone up by 2.5 kilos from her opener. Quite conservative jumps. Maybe she's got a plan in her mind.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's important to, your second lift should be up near your top end, but obviously you still need to be able to complete it.
Denise has her squat, waiting for the referee's command, takes the down command, taking her breath, bracing, deep squat, fighting for that drive, and the referees say back in the rack. 3 white lights, good second attempt for the squat. Well done, Denise. Looks like maybe some nerves are in there. What do you think, Darren?
Yeah, maybe a little bit, 5 to 7.5 kilo, maybe. You reckon? Yeah, something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe that's a bit.
I think
It's hard to say. Everybody's slightly different, aren't they? So,
it's very easy to judge from our
it is, yeah.
sitting commentary position,
Exactly.
isn't it?
Unless you know the individual what they're capable of, it's really hard to.
That's right.
But some people can grind a lift, others can't. So you never know.
As we said earlier on, the platform is really big here. There's lots of noise going on. I know that Denise did lift last year, but sometimes you can go to a competition and the platform is just wonderful. But suddenly the butterflies in your bellies go as Alison goes down for her 105 kilos second attempt.
Come on.
Big drive, really, but she really fought for that one. Oh, unfortunately, it's 3 reds, 4 depth.
Yeah, that was unfortunately that looked a bit borderline. So obviously the judges have a brilliant view there. But I'm sure she'll come back and get that next time.
Really good fighting spirit from Alison there. Really
See,
good.
everybody's trying really hard here, as you would expect.
Deborah Tiernan up next with 115 kilos. Deborah's gone up by 7 kilos. Deborah had quite a nice smooth opener, so I think there's full confidence in that 7 kilos. She's really psyching herself up there with the bar. And she gets the squat command, coming down. And smooth back up again.
Brilliant lift. I think.
But it was 2 to 1, no lift.
Depth, we think. What a shame. It's good from here.
It looked to me a little bit parallel, and I did think that it's going to be one of those ones that the referees could be 2 to 1 either way. And she just probably needed just maybe 1 centimetre.
Let's go, come on.
Next up, Karen Burns, GB lifter, pigtails, ferocity. She's getting angry with that bar.
Exactly, yes.
Good stuff. She has gone up 5 kilos from her opener to 120 kilos in body weight. This is over double body weight squat. Fabulous work. And she goes down and she slides up.
Yeah, brilliant. Excellent.
Over double body weight squat, 3 white lights.
Is Joy, 100
nailed it.
kilos on the bar.
Yeah,
Back
very,
at 12.
very impressive squat there. I mean, double body weight is
Lifter follow will be
it's very
Rosie.
good.
Next up we have Joy Mineo. Silly Charlie, come on, get your tongue right. Joy
bar is
Mineo
loaded.
at
Let's go,
120
Carl.
kilos also. Joy is in the 76 kilo category. Joy's also gone up 5 kilos from her last lift. Joy taking out the squat, getting herself set, foot set, feet set, getting that squat command. Big breath, bracing, descend, and a big drive up. Really fought for that one. Did she go deep enough? Yeah, the referees liked it.
I thought the bar might have dipped there for a second, but obviously not. So very, very good result. 3 white lights.
2 reds, 5, rack height 14. Lifter to follow will be
Okay,
Amelia.
we have the last 2 squats of this round, Rosie and Amelia coming up. Rosie has jumped 7.5 kilos up to 135 kilos. And Amelia has gone up to 136
Your
kilos.
bar is
That
loaded. Let's
suggests
go,
to me
Rosie.
we
Come
have a
on.
record on its way.
Looks like it. There's some big weight going up there, isn't there?
It's wonderful to see.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I
That's what
love
it's all about.
powerlifting.
Yeah, so it should be. Final lifts.
You can hear the other platform cheering somebody on to fight through their squats as Rosie is preparing for hers. She's just setting up, waiting for that squat command. Good drive, good drive. She's fighting for it. And the referee say, good lift.
Good lift.
Well done, Rosie.
136 kilos, 2 reds, a 5 and a half. Make sure you select the rest.
We have 136 kilos going on the bar now.
Rack height 12.
Spotters are just showing the referees the record biscuits. And Amelia Allen is coming out. M2, 76 kilo body weight. 136 kilos on the bar. Amelia centering herself on the bar, making sure that every single part of that setup is as she practices week in, week out. Down, driving up, looks smooth. Was it deep enough? And
Yes,
she
it is.
gets
Yes.
it 2 to
3 white
1.
lights. Brilliant. Well done.
And she gets her record.
Excellent.
Next up is Angelina.
I was expecting her to be a little bit happier than that.
3.5 kilos on the bar. Rack height 9.
Maybe she was unsure of some. Maybe she was unsure of something.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, obviously they're all up near their maximums, aren't they? So, I mean, well done. 2 white lights.
Okay, we are starting the 3rd round of squats, starting with Angelina Lane, 92.5 kilos. So as we said last year, Angelina opened with 85, got a 90, went to 95 but failed it. So she's chosen 92 this year.
Oh, right, okay.
Probably a wise decision. Angelina in the GB International Singlet.
Yeah, I think she's the 52 M2 international, isn't she, I believe.
So she'll have a lot of competition experience. Looks like the bar might... She's testing the weight on the bar. No, it feels the bar's been loaded incorrectly.
I think we might have a misload here.
So Amelia will get her 60 seconds again. Once they've loaded that bar, she can go backstage.
Okay, let's hope that doesn't rattle her too much.
Yeah. Let's hope she keeps her composure. Being an international lifter, she's had some experience.
I mean, she's obviously very experienced. She's been out at the highest level. So the things like this, generally, they don't rattle. If you have that level of experience, they don't rattle you too much.
You hope so. So she will get another 60 seconds from bar loaded. She's just getting her head right. Out she comes. Angelina Lane, 92.5 kilos at 52 kilo body weight. She gets the squat command. Nice and controlled, looks deep, driving hard.
Yes.
And she gets
lovely.
3 white knives.
Brilliant, excellent.
3 squats on the board.
What an excellent lift, yeah. So she didn't let the misload rattle her. She came out and she smoked the lift. Brilliant.
Love to see people keeping their composure and bringing the fight to the squat where it's needed. June Stamp up next, 95 kilos in the 47 kilo body weight category.
Loaded. Let's go, people. Get behind her. Come on.
This is 1 kilo above double body weight squat. Actually, for June, it's 2 kilos because she's 46.5 kilo body weight. Now, June missed that opener for depth. Got it for a second. Let's hope this heavy weight doesn't throw her off and she still has that depth. I don't think so, Darren, do you?
I think that was probably...
I hate to call it as a commentator,
that was a
but
little bit high, but all credit to her for the effort because
she did fantastically well.
yeah,
She got a
exactly.
squat
It takes so much guts to go out there and do this. If you never lifted, you never realise how hard it actually is.
Your bar is
That's
loaded. Let's get ready. Come on. Let's get pumped.
Next up, we have Denise Bird. She is going for 95 kilos, jumping 2.5 kilos each attempt. Denise is the first of 4 ladies in the 57 kilo body weight category. And she squats really deep down. Good fight to come back up. And she gets
The
it.
third lift, right on point. Exactly what you want.
That's what you want. You want a good fight for your third lift, and
That's how the third lift should be.
and to get it. You don't want a good fight and then not get it.
Exactly. You don't want to leave any kilos on the platform if you can, and I think obviously she didn't on that occasion.
Okay, next up we have Alison Jones at 105. 105 kilo squat, sorry, she's not 105. She's tiny, she's 57. She's squatting 105. Alison coming up for the second of the 57 kilogram body weight category. I think I need to take my teeth out and put them back in again. She goes down, she's driving up, she's driving.
Yes!
That's a good fight. Alison, the referees say, not quite today on deck.
Red lights.
115 kilos.
Alison walks away with 100 kilos for her best squat attempt. Deborah Tiernan up next, 115 kilos. This is Deborah's second attempt at 115 kilos. She failed it just now. The crowd cheering everybody on. The atmosphere is really good in here today.
Yeah, it's absolutely buzzing, isn't it? Everybody's getting behind the lifters.
Deborah taking it out, trying to be as in control of that weight as possible. Bracing. Now she's gone down to what she believes is depth, and it's smooth on the way up. What do the referees say? 2-to-1, no lift.
Unfortunately, it's a one.
Also for depth.
Yes. Can the coach appeal that?
It's pretty scary when the weight goes heavier to go down to depth all the time.
Yeah, well, I think normally with something like you can appeal it, can't you?
You can appeal it if you want to. It depends on what her and her coach have decided. And you only get a short window to be able to appeal it.
Your bar is loaded. Let's go. Come on.
We can't see the jury table from here, so we can't see if they're going to or not. If we find out anything, of course, we will update everybody. Next up, we've got Joy Minio, 125 kilos on the bar. First of the 376 kilo women. Third attempt, she's jumped 5 kilos in each of her attempts, and she's been successful on all of the other 2 so far. Nice and deep, driving up. Oh, good try.
Yeah, brilliant effort, just a tiny bit too heavy there, but terrific effort.
Like you say, it's better to leave no kilos on the platform.
Exactly. Give it all you got.
So now we have Karen Burns, 125.5 kilos. So we have another record attempt in the 57 kilo weight category.
Your bar is loaded, Karen. Let's go.
Karen firing herself up. She's got a lot of fire in her belly this lady.
Absolutely, yeah. Very experienced lifter once again. GB lifter, knows what she's doing.
She's getting herself set, pulling those hands in, really trying to make sure that upper back is nice and set, engaged. The musculature across her upper back is going to help control that bar. Bracing the torso, dipping down into it, and I liked that.
Yes, brilliant.
So did the referee.
And love her pink shoes as well.
I really liked her control and stability there. She really knew what she was doing. She took every single moment to make sure she was going to dictate what that bar was going to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
And in powerlifting, sometimes you need that rage and sometimes you need that control. Next up, we've got Rosie McKenzie, 140 kilos. She's gone a 7.5 kilo jump from first to second and a 5 kilo jump from second to third. Rosie's the second of the 376 kilo M2 ladies. We're just waiting for the bar to be, we're just waiting on some referees. They're just having a little conflab about something, making sure that everything is going and runs smoothly, because we want the best for the lifters. They've tried so hard to build up to this. We want the best for them, don't we, Darren?
Exactly. Of course we will.
So the referees are just making sure that everything is perfect before bar even gets called loaded, to make sure that nothing goes awry. Awry. Do you like that word?
I like it, right. Right's good. I like that.
That popped out of
It
nowhere.
says it all, doesn't it, really? Yeah, I mean, obviously these lifters have spent months and months preparing for this. You know, it's a monumental effort to get here, and obviously they want to do their best when they're on the platform.
Okay, Rosie is coming in. I believe Rosie is from Redbeard Bardbow. I had a chat to them earlier on, and I see one of the people here is filming them. She's going for 140 kilos, so very nearly coming up to double body weight.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Brilliant.
Just looking up at the referee saying, "Ref, I am ready." She's coming down and she's driving up. Yes. She's driving hard. She stands. Referee says, "Let's go in," and she gets
Very
it.
well done. Brilliant. That's right on the edge.
Good
There wasn't
fight.
another half kilo left, was there? That was all. That was
Exactly.
everything.
Ah,
Congratulations.
love a good fight in the squat.
Exactly.
Best thing ever. Okay, last up we have Amelia Allen, 140 kilos also. Amelia, the last in the 76s today. Amelia going for the first position on body weight. So Rosie is weighing in at 74.3 kilos in body weight. Amelia 73.4. She is 0.9 lighter. So if she gets this, she will pick first position on the squat. She is focused. She is braced. Really deep. Whoa, that was deep. Oh,
Brilliant.
that took guts. And she gets it.
That was indeed. That was a very gutsy third effort, wasn't it?
that?
She seems to drop it in deeper than the other two as well.
Oh.
She dropped it in a bit. Oh no.
She's
But,
being
yeah,
helped
it
off
was-
the platform. I hope that's not an injury. I hope that she's just.
I did notice it was quite significantly deeper than the other two, so I hope she's okay.
So that was the end of the squat round for Group 1 on this platform. Group 2 now are the M2 men, 66 to 83 kilos in body weight, and we have a few pretty significant names on that board.
Yeah,
don't we,
absolutely. I
Darren?
mean, David Gray, hugely experienced lifter. I mean, Bernie McGurk, yes. I mean, this Phil Richard, obviously, they're an IPF Hall of Famer. So, yeah, I'm looking
I've
forward.
never heard of him.
You've never heard of Phil Richard? Really?
He sat next to one of my lifters yesterday.
Sorry?
He sat next to one of my lifters yesterday, bless her. She didn't know who he was and asked, have you competed before? He said, yeah, once or twice.
Well, at least he's modest.
Until you get a beer inside of him, and then I think it changes.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out this evening, won't we?
Okay, we're preparing for the first of this weight category. We have 140 kilos on the bar. David Horn in the 83 kilo class category.
Come on, ladies and gents, let's get behind him.
Okay.
Okay, Dave is up on the platform. Down and up, and that is a textbook opener.
Yeah, brilliant.
Like that a lot, well done. David Horn. Next up is David Gray in the 66 kilo weight category, 160 kilo opener.
Yes, yeah, very good, yeah, very impressive.
Very good. Yes, I think that's an understatement, but
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
good. I would say I love seeing numbers like that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a huge number, isn't it?
So David Gray and Bernie McGurk are going to be fighting out for the 66s today. David's the first of the 66 up on the platform. Both of them very experienced lifters, David Gray and Bernie McGurk. Very experienced lifters, both international lifters, and both have the tenacity to fight against one another. So I think we're going to see a really good competition today. David's setting up for his opening squat. You can see the concentration and engagement through his body and on his face, dipping down into the depth. Did he beat the squat command? Yes, he did. What an experienced lifter to beat the squat command. I think he was so focused.
Yeah, I mean, look, you know, you can. Unfortunately, there's so many things that you have to think about. It's easy to make that mistake, but I'm sure he'll bounce back from that and come back again.
I have no doubt. I think he was just so focused on that really good opener.
Yeah, I mean, when you're out there, sometimes it is very easy to just forget things, and you know, even the most experienced of us do it occasionally. So I'm sure he'll come back and smoke that next time.
Okay, we have 165 kilos for James Rossborough in the 83 kilo bodyweight category. James waiting for the start command. Dipping down, smooth on the way up, and waiting for the rack command. Blue white lights, well done James. You've got a squat on the board. Same weight stays on the bar in the same weight category for Guy Moore. We have got James and Guy opening at 165 and Adrian Murphy opening at 167. Then in the 83 kilo category. No, Adrian Murphy's in the 74s. I'm talking nonsense. Just ignore me. Fortunately, you are. Unfortunately, the lifters at home can't. They're just going to hear me waffle on about nonsense. I'm going to try that again. So we have got, in the 83 kilo category, two people opening with the same weight. James and Guy Moore, who's on the platform now. Down and up. Smooth, controlled, purposeful, three white lights.
Yeah, very nice lift, nice and controlled. Yeah, 3 white lights, brilliant.
2 reds, a blue,
167 kilos, 167.5 kilos on the bar now in the 74 kilo category for Adrian Murphy. Adrian is one of 2 people in the 74s, the other being Phil Richards. So I think Adrian is very much going to be lifting against himself for second place in this round.
Yeah.
Phil, having been an equipped and classic powerlifter, multiple national and international champion and record holder for about 30 years. Down, and that's a bit of a fight out of depth, but comes up nice and quickly, and he has 2 white lights and 1 red for depth.
Yeah, good lift, good lift.
Lifter to follow will be Lee.
Okay, we have Bernie McGurk up next. Bernie, as we said earlier on, and David Gray are the only 2 in the 66s. Bernie opening with 170, and if you notice, David Gray has gone up to 170 for his opener, even though he missed the 160.
Well, he's obviously very confident he can get it. I mean, sometimes...
He's in it for the fight. Stop being
Exactly.
nice. He's in it for the fight.
Yeah, he's in it for the fight.
Bernie is set and ready. He's also in it for the fight.
Yeah,
I'm excited about this today. This is going to be a good battle. Bernie down and up. Smooth. Looked like it was heavy on his face, but light on his legs.
Very good lift.
Was it 1 red there? 1 red on the side for depth?
Yeah, I think it was on the left-hand side, just a little bit high on, but otherwise very good.
Fabulous. So we want David Gray to get his second in so that we've got a nice battle on our hands between David Gray and Bernie McGurk.
Well, they're very evenly matched, aren't they? So, you know, it's going to be an exciting competition, I've got no doubt.
And now we have 175 kilos on the bar for Lee Griffiths. 83 kilo bodyweight category, back up to the 83s now. Second heaviest opening squat with Lee's squat now. 175 kilos. Down, up, smooth.
That is a
2 white lights,
well
1
done.
red for depth.
George is up next with 180 kilos on the bar.
But he gets the 175 kilos on the board.
Lifter to follow is Phil.
And the heaviest squat opener for the 83 kilo category, 180 kilos now for George Miller.
George, your bar is loaded.
George weighing in at the lightest also of the 82s at 79.9. Back spotter is really firing himself up to back spot this.
Exactly. It's good to see the spotting team get into it as well.
We've always got to praise the spotters and loaders. They do an amazing job to keep us lifters safe. That is deep, and that is up.
Oh, that was a lovely lift.
Very nice. Smooth, 3 white lights.
Oh, nice and deep, easily in, absolutely brilliant lift, and especially with that weight, fantastic lift.
Didn't give the referees anything to question.
No, exactly.
And that's what you want from your opener. You want to show the referees, I am a competent, suitable lifter. You don't need to look at me twice. I'm going to get this. So that when it gets heavy, they're not going to be getting their beady eyes into how deep you're going.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you make the first lift really confident, then as you rightly said, if the first lift is a bit borderline, the judges tend to look very hard at the second and third lift. So what George did there was get it nice and deep, technically perfect, give them no reason for doubt. Brilliant lift.
Now we have Phil Richards on the platform, 212.5 kilos at 74 kilo body weight. Phil is an... Oh, I'm going to get this wrong. Is that EPF or IPF Hall of Fame?
I know he's British Powerlifting Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether it's IPF or not, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, he's a superb lifter, isn't he? So.
He is. An absolute legend of the sport. 2.8 times body weight squat. Down. Oh, that's a bit of a... Had to hold it there out of the rack, out of the hole. But failed it for downward movement, I would suggest. I didn't see the colour of the cards, did you?
It was just I think it was borderline depth, wasn't it? It was on the wire, and unfortunately this didn't go his way. I'm sure he'll come out and smoke that next time, though.
Silly colour. And you can see, so we've had David Gray and Phil Richards, two of the most experienced people probably in this whole entire competition, and both of them missed their openers. So
it just goes to show it can happen to anyone, you know.
Sometimes experience isn't everything.
Exactly. Sometimes we all have a bad day occasionally, and I'm sure they're experienced enough to put that behind them and come out and smoke their second lift.
I've no doubt. Phil's sticking with the same weight as his opener, whereas David Gray has gone 10 kilos heavier. Okay, we're starting the second round of the squats now with David Horn, 152.5 kilos of body weight. David has gone up 12.5 kilos. David getting set, gets the squat command, bracing, descent, nice and deep, driving up. Oh, did the spotter help then a little bit? Did he hold on to it? What's going to happen? No, he failed it.
They did help him a little bit, but I think there was already downward movement on the bar anyway, because it did look like he was dropping to my eyes. So I think that was a good call by the spotters to come in at that point.
Well done, spotters. Good judgment. I know I've had some unbelievably good spotters in my career, saved my life many, many a time. And we praise them at the end of competitions, but I can't stop praising them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very hard, it's a hard physical job, you know. It's not easy being out there on the platform, and generally the spotting team, they do encourage you when you go out as well. That's always a sign of a really good spotting team.
Brilliant, I love it.
And these guys today are doing a brilliant job.
Okay, so we have David Gray back on the platform, 170 kilos. Look at his face. He means this. He means this.
Yeah, he's serious now. He's very
like,
confident.
right, Bernie, you want to fight? We're going to fight. Or maybe that's just my interpretation. That's how I would feel anyway. He's set. He looks like he's come for a battle. And he comes down, smooth up, hold it, David. Now you get the rack command. Excellent work. And he gets 2 white lines.
Yeah, terrific lift. Just that little bit deeper. And also he didn't miss the start command. I think
the side referee called a blue light, so I think maybe he saw a bit of downward movement. Maybe I don't know. We don't know what the referee saw. We can only guess. But anyway, he passed it. Sort of matters.
Exactly.
He passed it.
As long as it's a white, if it's 2 white lines, that's what matters.
So we've got Bernie has done 170 kilos. He's going up to 180 for a second. And David has done 170 kilos also. We have got David is the lighter in body weight. So David only has to lift the same as Bernie. However, David's got 1 less lift than Bernie. So who's gonna pip on the squats? We're gonna find out. Right now we have George Moore, 172.5 kilos in body weight, 83 kilo category. Second of the 83s coming up now. George down and a smooth fight up. He looks so smooth and in control. It looks like he's barely even trying, but you know underneath he's really...
Unfortunately, I think was that depth again, I think?
He didn't get it.
2 to 1, wasn't it? 2 reds.
Right. So 172.5 kilos was not on the board for George Moore. Now we're moving on to Adrian Murphy, 175 kilos. In the 74 kilo weight category. Adrian competing against Phil, so if Phil gets a squat on the board, Adrian will be fighting for himself. And if Phil doesn't, well, it could be a turn up for the books. I hope he doesn't. I hope everybody gets a squat on the board. Okay, Adrian now. He's jumped 7.5 kilos from his first to this second. Oh, driving up. Come on, Adrian. And he gets 2-1 failure on
no
deck.
lift.
Oh, that was a bit slightly unfortunate there, but yeah, these guys are pushing themselves absolutely to the limit, and yeah, you just got to keep going.
Next up, 2.5 kilos more than the previous lifter. We've got 177.5 kilos for James Rossborough. James has jumped 12.5 kilos from his opener to his second. His opener looks pretty smooth, pretty comfortable.
Yeah, his last lift looks pretty good, so.
Oh, that was deep, and that was a battle to come out of that depth, but the referees did like it. Good.
Good lift, excellent, yeah.
With the big 180 kilos on the bar, rack height 11, 3 reds and a 2.5. Lifter to follow will be Lee.
Okay, we have Bernie McGurk up now, 180 kilos. Bernie and David Gray, as we said, gonna have an interesting battle going on.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say about this? This is an absolutely huge lift for a 66 kilo lifter. Absolutely huge.
.72 times body weight, so not far off Phil Richards' opening.
Yeah, well, if I could do that, I'd be happy.
Bernie setting himself, focusing, getting his brain switched on. Yes! Telling himself, yes, Bernie, we can do this. Down, driving up. Nice and smooth, and the referees say it's a good lift.
Yes, brilliant. 3 white lights again. I mean, from this angle, I couldn't tell, but it's great. 3 white lights, exactly what you want. Sets himself up lovely for the third lift.
2.5, 1.25. Lifter to follow will be George.
So David Gray, who's a lighter body weight, has gone 177.5 for his third. Bernie has just done 180. So it looks like Bernie is going to take first place for the squat round out of the 270s, out of the 266 kilo men.
Yeah, but it's obviously it's a long race, isn't it? We've got 9 lifts to go, so it's nice to go in from the squat in the lead.
Next up, we've got Lee Griffith, 182.5 kilos. He's jumped 7.5 kilos.
Go Lee!
Got a big fan in the audience here. Very nice down, very
Lovely.
smooth up.
3
white
There you go, 3 white lights. Perfect depth, nicely controlled.
Tick, tick, tick,
Very well.
tick, tick. Tick, 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 tick. Gold star for him.
Exactly.
190 kilos on the bar now for George Miller. The heaviest squat in the 83 kilo category round.
Your bar is loaded, George. Let's go.
Coming up to the second to last person in this squat round 2.
George. Come on, George.
George is setting up. Talking to himself maybe, or maybe just using a particular breathing pattern to get himself engaged. Gets the squat command. Coming down. Really good fight coming up there. 190 kilos. The referee says they like it.
That was a terrific lift. Brilliant. Really deep. Absolutely perfect. I don't think it's got more than 2.5 left, but that was a brilliant lift.
Good fight.
Yeah,
That's what we want to
exactly.
see.
Good fight. That's a good way of describing it. Brilliant fight.
Good fighting in the squat round. Now we have 212.5 kilos on the bar again. Second attempt for Phil to get a squat on the board. Phil Richard. He's a Hall of Famer for something. We're not sure what.
Well, British powerlifting all over. British powerlifting. I believe it's IPF as well. But I'm sure he's going to come out and smoke it this time.
Ladies and gents, let's get behind Phil. Your bar is loaded.
Okay, Phil, right, you need to get an opening squat on. That's it, he's firing himself up. The little Welsh dragon over there.
Go, Phil.
Phil setting up. Look at that fire on his face. He is ready for this. That's deeper. Oh,
Unlucky Phil.
that was deeper.
Yeah, it's definitely deeper. I think he just lost a bit of position at the bottom there. But I still feel he's got that. I'm sure he'll come out and do that.
Lifter to follow will be Guy.
But he definitely got deeper. The aim was to
Yeah,
get deeper. He achieved that.
Yes, he definitely did, yeah. I just think he lost a bit of tightness at the bottom there, but, you know, listen, Phil's such an experienced lifter. I'm sure he'll come out and put everything into the next one.
Right, we're now back at the start of the third round of squats, third and final round of squats for the M2 66 to 83 kilo men's weights. So we've got a bit of a battle in the overall competition between David Gray and Bernie McGurk. That's going to be exciting to see.
Absolutely, yeah.
And James Rossborough and George Miller are relatively close also. James is adding 12.5 kilos from his second to his third to go 190 to match George's second successful attempt. But George has added 5 kilos for his third, so that will be interesting also to see. First up, we have David Horn, 152.5 kilos, second attempt. He failed the second attempt of his weight, and he's not going to get it. Just 152 was just not on the board for David today, was it?
Yeah, that's a shame. I mean, he gave everything he got, and yeah, at least the most important thing is he's got his opener in. But, you know, all credits to the guy. That was really brilliant effort.
So David Horn walks away with a 140 kilo squat. He gets a squat on the board and he is going to get ready for bench press. Next up we have Guy Moore. Guy has gone up 2.5 kilos to 175 kilos from obviously 172.5. But he failed at 172.5. So we'll see what he thinks he's got in here. He failed it just on deck. It was a nice smooth movement.
Yeah, I just think it was a little bit shy, wasn't it, just on the second one. So let's see if we can come out and get this one.
Okay, Guy Moore is setting up. He seems like he's in so much control of everything. Really smooth. And he gets 3 white lights.
Yeah.
So it was a good call to come up 2.5.
Yeah. So he just stuck that in a little bit, didn't he? And brilliant effort.
David Gray up now, 177.5 kilos. Now my feeling is, I can't see the rest of the board. That's a lie. I absolutely can see the rest of the board.
Yeah.
Seem to be just needing to put my teeth in today, don't I? So David Gray up to 177.5 kilos. He missed his opener, but was confident enough to jump 10 kilos for his second, and did get it. Jumping 7.5 kilos for his third. Him and Bernie McGurk have got a big fight on their hands, and they are very, very close on their totals. So David really needs to get this one in to keep that battle going between him and Bernie.
Yeah. You wouldn't bet against him, though, would you?
Never. Never. And he's controlled on the way down, gets it down, smooth on the way up, holds it there, waiting for the ref commands this time, and he gets 2 white lights. He gets
There you
those
go,
7
2 white lights,
kilos.
yeah.
He's going to be very
just-
pleased to get those kilos on the board.
Yeah, once again, brilliant effort and 2 white lights.
Next up, we have Adrian Murphy, also 177.5. Adrian, the 74 kilo category. He missed his second attempt at 175, but has still gone up to 177. So he's obviously got confidence in himself to miss the second and go on up.
Yeah, that one's always a difficult call to make, isn't it? And it's the sort of thing that sometimes it will pay off and sometimes it won't. So he obviously feels he can get the lift, which is great. And let's see if he gets it.
Down, dipping into depth, really fighting to come back up. And he doesn't get it 2-1 based on depth. So he went for the risk. It didn't quite pay off, but he went for it.
Yeah, I mean, 10 out of 10. You know, you can't. You know, there was nothing left there, and brilliant effort. And just a shame it didn't just go in.
Bernie McGurk has gone up 5 kilos. So Bernie is looking to build that total for the win in the 66 kilo M2 category.
185. I mean, an absolutely massive squat.
Yes! 2.8 times body weight, huge squat. Now, if Bernie gets this additional 5 kilos, that's going to put him in a nice, safe place for the overall numbers. Oh, and that's a big fight. Wow, that's a big fight from Bernie. And he gets
that
it.
was terrific. That was absolutely terrific. Talk about not leaving a kilo on the platform. There was nothing left. Absolutely.
Brilliant. Both of these guys are in this for the battle for the win.
Yeah, it's going to be close, isn't it?
Keep your eyes in the 66 M2 category today because it's going to be a good fight. Next up, we have 187.5 kilos on the bar for Lee Griffith. Lee has added 5 kilos from his second to his third attempt. Lee coming down, dipping into depth. Oh, and he's decided not today, guys.
190 on the bar, please.
So Lee Griffiths finishes with 182.5 kilos squat. James Rossborough now 190 kilo squat, so this is also going to be interesting. Top 2 of the 83s. James is going for 190 now, and George Miller has already achieved 190. George adding 5 for 195 on his third. James has added 12.5 kilos to this 190, so James is obviously in this for the battle as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every one of these squats has been, you know, these guys are putting 100% into this, 110%.
All right, Caroline, 40 kilos on the bar. Your bar is loading.
James setting up, being sure of himself, dipping down, driving, and he's got stuck. That was a big jump and a big try, and I have full respect for him going for those kilos.
Absolutely, yeah, just a tiny bit too much today.
Maybe a 7 or a 10 kilo jump may have been in there, but we will never know. So there's no point in pondering.
Exactly. Unfortunately, it's one of those things, isn't it? You make the call, and you know, you just give it everything you have, and you know that's exactly what he did.
So James is walking away with second place in the squat in the 83 M2 category. George Miller has already achieved first place in the 83s M2 category with 190 kilos, and he's just extending that lead with 195. George slowly trying to build that total, and a lot of the time as we're going through squats and bench press, we're focusing on building the total, aren't we, Darren?
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about. You just want to get a nice solid start, and then you can move into the bench, and you can go from there.
And what we mean by build the total is every single kilo you can squeeze out of your squat and bench means that you can have a lot more options in the deadlift section if you've got a battle on your hands. But if you miss one lift, sometimes that can limit you a lot. George Miller, 195. Deep driving. Woo! George, that was a drive.
I've got to say, I'm absolutely loving this competition. These guys, honestly, none of them are leaving a kilo behind. And congratulations to George there, thoroughly deserved.
And George got 3 white lights on that. 195 kilos on the bar, and he weighs just under 80 kilos in body weight. Fantastic. Right, we have now got the legend, the
We need to
myth,
get behind him now.
and the No, I'm not going to use the last word. Not in public. Not with how I feel about him right now. 2 failed opening squats. He knows better than this.
The man's got so much experience. I mean, he knows what he's got to do.
He's going to be telling
If
him.
it's there, he'll get it.
He's going to be telling himself off. He's going to be kicking himself, and he's going to be preparing for 212.5 kilos. Phil Richards, 74 kilo category, and the whole room is getting behind Phil right now. Nobody wants to see anybody miss a lift. Never mind all 3, and especially a little legend like him. Come on, Phil. We all want you to get behind this. We all want you to do this. Down, gets into depth. Driving. Come on, Phil. And the referees say, yes! 3 white lights. Phil has got a squat on the board.
There you go. So the experience shines through there, doesn't it? Absolutely brilliant.
That concludes the squat round of the M2 47 to 76 women and 66 to 83 kilo men. We're now going to take a 10-minute break before we're back with the bench press.
way to spend your birthday.
And welcome back to the British Powerlifting Masters Classic Championships 2022. You are with me, Charlie Marilia, and
my name's Darren.
And we have the M2 47 to 76 women on bench press. We have June Stamp up, opening with just shy of body weight bench, 45 kilos. June is the only lady lifting in the 47 kilo category, so really hoping to make sure that she has a total on the board for that national title. June getting the start command, down to her chest, press command up to the lockout, back in, and we have 2 white lights, and that is a good lift.
Yeah, that's a good start. So obviously very good to get one on the board, and she did very well there.
Next up we have Angelina Lane with 50 kilos in the 52 kilo bodyweight category. Angelina is also the only person in her bodyweight category, so we are hoping also that she gets a total on the board and walks away with the title.
Yeah, exactly. It's very important to just open nice and light on your bench. You just get one in, and then you can move forward from there.
Can be really tough for us ladies sometimes, because bench press can go fine, fine, suddenly not so fine.
You can do that with men as well.
I'm glad to know that we're not alone.
Suddenly it goes wrong really quickly.
I'm glad to know we're not alone. Angelina setting up, really trying to get high up onto her shoulders, a technique seen by some, not all lifters. Trying to engage as much back muscle support as possible to create a nice stable bridge of her bench for the bar to descend to. And that, ladies and gentlemen, could be deemed as a textbook bench.
Exactly, perfect. Everything moved fine, no movement of the feet, no butt off the bench, so yeah, 3 white lights there.
Next up we have Denise Bird with 55 kilos, the first of the 57 kilo bodyweight category ladies.
Your bar is loaded. Let's go.
Okay, Denise is up on the bench. Denise achieving 95 kilos in her squat. Had a bit of a tough time in her squat, didn't she? So we're hoping she has a better time with her bench.
Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes that's how it goes, isn't it? You know, you can never. This is powerlifting, isn't it? So you might start brilliantly and then find it harder on the later lifts, and you might. You know, it can change at any time.
But if it were easy, we wouldn't be doing it.
Well, exactly, yeah.
As she gets a nice smooth movement down to her chest, back up, 3 white lights.
Yeah, lovely, good opener.
First one on the board. Next up, Alison Jones, 57 kilo body weight, 57.5 kilos on the bar, so she's bench pressing 1.9 kilos above body weight. Bearing in mind these ladies and these men in this platform are all aged between 50 and 59. We mustn't stop highlighting that. I think that is phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, it's still, you know, very possible to make good progress into your 50s and onwards. So, yeah, all credits to them.
Nice smooth bench press opener for Alison Jones, 3 white lights. We have seen a massive explosion in masters lifting over the last few years, where people recognise that you can start lifting and get stronger in your older age. It's not going to deteriorate joints, in fact it's going to help joints.
Exactly.
Okay, we have Karen Burns, GB lifter, phenomenal squat. Record squat with 125.5, opening with 60 kilo bench at 56.8 kilos body weight. So 3.2 kilos above body weight bench.
Bar is loaded. Let's go, Caroline.
Easy.
Exactly.
Easy.
Yeah, that was textbook, wasn't it? Perfect. And a very good for an opener. Obviously, Karen's got a huge amount of experience, so that's a really good start for her.
It was easy.
Exactly.
She needs more weight. That was
Put it on the bar.
exciting.
Put another 5k on. Get it on there.
Bar is loaded.
62.5 kilos on the bar for Deborah Tiernan at 57 kilo body weight category. Deborah is lifting 5.1 kilos above her body weight. Very impressive. Smooth down, smooth up, in the rack, job done.
Exactly, where we're seeing some very good openers here, and I love her leotard as well. I've never seen one of those before. Have you seen that? Iron Tank? Have you seen that leotard before? Iron Tank? I've never seen one of those.
I don't know.
It's a new one, isn't it? Must be. Anyway, it's good to see new stuff.
Exactly. Next up we have Joy Minio, 72.5 kilos on the bar. Joy in the 76 kilo body weight category. Joy opening just half a kilo under body weight on her bench. I talk a lot about body weight because the ratio of weight lifted to body weight I think is always really interesting and impressive. And quite often you can see the lighter weight people experiencing and lifting multiples of body weight that are far greater than sometimes the heavyweights.
Yeah, it's really impressive. And I mean, you have to remember all of these are huge weights that these lifters are lifting. So you know, you have to put it into perspective. It's all huge.
Joy Minio bench pressing 72.5 kilos, like it might have been 30 kilos.
Exactly. No weight on the bar.
And the crowd cheering on somebody on the other platform. And she gets it by the sounds of it. But next up on this platform, we've got Rosie McKenzie, 77.5 kilos on the bar. The second in the 76 kilo category. Second up in the 76 kilo category. Rosie just talking to the spotters. Oh, the bar is not loaded properly. The rack height is in the wrong position. They're going to reload that rack height and then give her another 60 seconds after bar loaded.
Doesn't seem to have rattled her. I'm sure she's, yeah. I mean, things like that can throw you out slightly, but she seems completely calm. Hasn't bothered her at all.
She's setting up, trying to get her back as engaged as possible. We want a really tight back so that we have a really stable body bridge from shoulders through hips down to the floor, so that when that bar is descending down to the chest and pressing up, all we got to worry about is the vertical movement.
Brilliant. I think that's the house next.
She gets 3 white lights on that one.
Yeah, I think with the bench, there's the most that you have to think about. So when you're setting up, obviously your feet, your butt on the bench, your positioning. So it's of all the 3 lifts, it's the one that's the most technical and the one that you have to think the most about. So yeah, good on you.
Okay, we have 90 kilos on the bar for Amelia Allen. Very impressive lift at 76 kilo bodyweight category, although she'd only weigh in 73.4. She gets a start command. Smooth down to it. Ooh! Good catching by the spotters.
Brilliant.
Up next is June. Rack height 3, 55.
Very good catching by the spotters there.
I think she just lost a bit of tightness at the bottom there, and the bar rolled. But I'm not sure. It looked like she just lost a bit. But I'm sure she won't let that phase her and come back from that.
The referee just talking to the spotters and loaders there.
Yeah.
They have noticed that the side catchers are not on that bench press, and Amelia did nearly get it in the neck, literally.
Yes, that's actually a very good point. Yes, you normally have safety bars attached to the bench, so in the event of an accident like that, the bars will catch the bench, which will protect the lifter. And on that occasion, they just rectify that now.
So whenever you're at a good level of competition, you'll do your rack heights for the squat, but you'll also do your rack heights for the bench press, and that means how high the bar is going to be, but also how high the side racks are going to be, for in case you miss it like Amelia just did, the bars will catch it and not hit your face. Fortunately, Amelia had excellent spotters with her.
Exactly, well done, guys.
No harm, no foul. They're going to correct that, set up the bench press to make sure that the side spots are on there. And we're going to be moving on to June Stamp. June Stamp coming up to the second round of... June Stamp starting the second round of bench press. She's going to be opening on 47.5 kilos. June lifting now 1 kilo over body weight.
Just getting that set up now. There you go.
What I didn't mention was that Amelia was lifting 16.6 kilos above body weight for her opener.
Yeah, it's a huge weight, isn't it?
Very good. Very, very good.
Yeah.
So June adding 2.5 kilos from her opener. Her opener looked really smooth.
Yeah, she smoked it. So let's just see. I mean, at these weights, 2.5 kilos is quite a lot of extra weight. So, and then with a bench press, it tends to slow down quite quickly. So let's just see what happens.
And June did not manage to press that off her chest. Now, even though she only added 2.5 kilos, which is the minimum amount we're allowed to add, it's very easy to forget that 2.5 kilos on 45 kilos, we're looking at around 5%.
Yeah, it's huge.
And how much would 5% be from your opener to your second attempt?
Quite a lot more. Yeah, yeah, it would make a big difference. So yeah, it's it's all relative, isn't it?
Very much so. Very much so. 5% would be 5 kilos for my opener, which is definitely a jump I would make.
Yeah, it's significant.
But if you don't have anything less than 5% to choose from, that's a really difficult thing, and that's a problem for many of these lightweight bodyweight categories.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that in para powerlifting you jump 1 kilo increments rather than 2.5 like we do here. Because in para powerlifting it's only bench press, and so they have to be specialists at that, and they have to have every element that they can to be able to compete against one another. Okay, we're moving on to Angelina Lane here. 55 kilos on the bar. Oh, and Angelina jumped 5 kilos from her opener to a second, so she jumped 10%.
It's a big jump. It's one of those, isn't it? You make a decision, you kind of... it did look like she lost a bit of tightness at the bottom there, so there is a good chance that she will come out and smoke out on the third.
It is really, really tricky in bench press.
Absolutely,
you just don't have the grinding power quite often that you do in squat and deadlift, and so your numbers picking has to be spot on. And sometimes you get that right, and sometimes you get that wrong. And that's not a criticism of anybody who's picking the numbers. Sometimes you just have no idea.
Yeah, and also it's down to a level of experience as well, isn't it? If you've been lifting for years and years, sometimes you just know what to, you can get it. It's very easy to get it wrong. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Okay, we have Denise Bird up now, 57.5 kilos on the bar, and she's going to grind it through. Excellent. Second attempt. She jumped 2.5 kilos from her first attempt, and she gets 3 white lights. Excellent.
Alison is 60 kilos on the bar, rack height 5.
Next up we have Alison Jones, 60 kilos on the bar in the 57 kilo bodyweight category. Alison has also jumped 2.5 kilos from her opener to her second attempt. I know after I'd been competing at equipped powerlifting for a number of years, I did a raw competition. I opened with a weight, added 10 kilos, thought it'd be fine, and guess what? It wasn't.
Up next is
no lift there,
Karen,
unfortunately.
65
Unfortunately,
kilos on the
Alison
bar.
doesn't get 60 kilos, but it looked like the bar was slightly offline, so hopefully she'll try again next time.
Yeah, with bench press, it's very important to get the line right when you're using these maximal weights, because if it does drift out, some people have the ability to grind, but generally speaking, people don't. So,
The range of error in bench press is pretty minimal.
here we go, to Karen Burns.
Karen Burns with 65 kilos on the bar, 5 kilos up from her opener. Her opener was fairly easy, I think, if you remember me saying it.
It was, yeah.
A couple of times.
But it was, so good comment.
So I'm fairly confident, judging how easy her opener was, that this bench should go. Oh, look at me. Did I do the commentator's curse? I think I did.
You might have done there.
She lost a bit of tightness at her chest there, didn't she?
Yeah, I mean, 5 kilos is a big jump again, isn't it? But obviously Karen's a very experienced lifter. She feels that she can get there, and I'm sure she'll, as with a lot of these lifters, I'm sure she'll come out and do everything she can to do that on the third.
Next up, 67.5 kilos for Deborah Tiernan. Deborah has added 5 kilos from her opener to her second attempt. These ladies are really pushing their boundaries on this bench.
Absolutely, yeah, as it should be.
Deborah has a very solid setup there. Legs engaged through the floor, back engaged, glutes engaged. You see her tighten those upper back muscles. And that's the kind of bench press that makes me happy.
Nice and tight, plenty of leg drive.
Up next, we have Joy with 77.
Makes me happy, makes the referees happy. Does it make you happy, Darren?
That's a red. On the quarter, lift to the full will be Rosie.
You're so polite.
Well, I know what it's like. We've all been out there, haven't we? So, you know, the amount of training that we all do to get ready for these type of competitions, you know, it's a lot of work, and you know, all credit to them. I don't realise how much it is to prepare for something like this, and it's a huge amount of work.
Joy Mineo, 77.5 kilos on the bar. She's also added 5 kilos from her opener to her second attempt. Joy lifting 4.5 kilos above her body weight. Aged between 50 and 59 years old. I love that. So much strength and power in these women. It's just inspirational. And she makes it look easy.
Yeah, she smoked it. Superb bench. Very, very good.
Very strong bench from Joy.
And that gives her room to grow on the third.
Oh, I did not look at the referees. Naughty me. Naughty me. She failed it.
Following will be
But I wasn't wrong. It was easy. It was easy.
It was easy. Okay, moving forward.
I just didn't do my job properly and look at the referees.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Joy missed the second.
Well, it was easy. I'm sure she'll come out and get there.
She's going to go for it for the third. Rosie out now with 85 kilos. Rosie has jumped 7 kilos from her opener to her second attempt.
Yeah, that's a
Brave
big jump.
move. Big jump.
Big jump.
85 kilo bench at 74.3 kilos in body weight. 10.7 kilos above body weight bench. Very impressive. Rosie is the last up in round 2, followed by Amelia, and that will finalise round 2. And big jump. Just offline.
Yeah, I think she went a bit early as well. I mean, the bar has to be stationary on the chest before the centre ref will give the command to proceed with the lift. So I think the bar was still moving slightly there, but you know.
I often get asked, how long is the weight with the bar on your chest in bench press? And the answer is...
on the ref.
Well, it does depend on the ref, but it depends on the lifter. As soon as you can get that bar stable on your chest, you'll get the press command.
Exactly, the bar must be stationary.
Okay, we have Amelia Allen out. Now Amelia just misaligned her bench press, nearly threw it on her face, saved by the spotters.
Yeah, let's see if she get the line right on this one.
Now she's going for 90 kilos. 90 kilos is such an impressive bench press.
Absolutely.
Being 50-something years old and 73 kilos in body weight. Such an impressive bench press. That's what she means to do!
And what a lift, that is a lift!
That's it. 3 white lines!
Yeah, that was
And it was a record! I've just been told by the MC.
47.5 kilos on the
And she looks happy. She looks happy.
nice stupid.
One quarter. Lifter follow will be Angelina. I'm getting it better. I apologize if I mispronounce your name.
Okay, that's the end of round 2 for the bench press. We're going to be moving on to round 3 now, starting with June Stamp. June is going for 47.5 kilos again. She went for it on the second attempt, but just failed.
Is loaded. Let's go. Get behind her, everybody.
And everybody getting behind June, trying to get that 47.5, just squeezing out every kilo that she can. And she gets it, pulls it down to her chest, presses.
I'm not going to say. Yes, come on. Well
She
done.
gets it!
Yes.
3 white lines!
Yes, absolutely brilliant. Well done. Well done.
That's a really good example of how the line, the range of error in bench press is so small.
Exactly.
She, in the second attempt, just clearly got just a slightly wrong line, couldn't press it. And the third attempt,
Yeah,
she
sometimes.
just grinded it out.
Yeah, sometimes it just drifts out slightly. She kept it tight, kept it down in the right position, and then it just went up. Brilliant.
Okay, Angelina Lane, 55 kilos again, failed it on her second attempt. And again, I believe it was a wrong line for Angelina.
I think so,
hope
yeah. I mean, it's hard to say, isn't it? Everybody's different, but, you know, we don't know. Let's hope she gets it.
Angelina taking her time to set up, making sure that every fibre is of her muscles are doing exactly what she wants it to do. Switching on her neuromuscular system, making sure that the brain and the body are connected and working in synchronicity. Bringing it down and driving, but not today.
It's a bit too heavy today, unfortunately. It was just, yeah, it's just, it happens. Some days it just won't go up. That's the bottom line.
Next up, Denise Bird, 60 kilos. So Denise has gone 55, 57.5, 60 kilos.
Yeah,
Slow,
that's
steady climb, 2.5 kilos.
Get ready, Denise. You're
logical progression, isn't it, really? 2.5 by
Come on,
time.
Agent. She's more hyped than us together. Let's go.
Denise had quite a battle on her hands in her squat, but it looks like she's getting some really good selections and attempts in for her bench press. Great atmosphere in today's competition for both platforms.
Yeah, it certainly is. There's lots of people here, and good support for the lifters.
Denise pulling it down, and
she,
in my opinion there, she had a really great climb to an absolute maximum.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I mean, she had to go up, and she can only go up 2.5. So it was, you know, it was just a bit too heavy on the day. But I'm sure she'll come back and get that in the next comp.
As you said earlier on in the squats, you didn't leave a kilo on the platform.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? You know, kind of you want to give it everything you've got and. Just do 100% of your best.
Okay, now we have Alison Jones. She failed the second attempt. In her second lift, she failed the first attempt on 60 kilos. She's now trying 60 kilos again in her third round.
Come on, set it up. Here we go. Yes, come on. Sorry, I'm getting a bit excited there. I apologise.
That is it.
Brilliant, yes, excellent.
Up next we have Tyra, 65 kilos on the
Got
bar.
the line right.
Right
Smooth and controlled all the way up.
Followed by Deborah.
What we mean by get the line right is when the shoulder blades are set and locked in position by the upper back muscles, the arms can only really move in one line. So the bar comes up and down. And when that line goes more close to the face or close to the hips, that's what we call being offline. And that's when it's really, you just can't use your mechanics effectively to overcome that load. And when we're looking at loads that are really at the pinnacle of what their bodies can do, you have to have those mechanics perfectly placed.
Yeah, I mean the bench press is an overall body. You know, you use every part of your body pretty much. So it's not just a press with the top half. So there's a lot to think about when you set up, and it's very important to try and get it as right as you can.
Okay, Karen Burns up now with 65 kilos. Karen missed her first try at 65 kilos in the second round, to our surprise. And so we're going to keep an eye on the referees this time.
Yeah, I really hope she gets this.
Again.
Oh yes, that's much better.
And now the referees say, good lift!
Up next, with 70 kilos on the bar, rack height 9, we have Deborah. That is a blue and a 2.5.
Deborah Tiernan now 70 kilos on the bar in the 57 kilo bodyweight category. Really impressive bench press numbers here in these
they are.
lightweight ladies.
Yeah, these are all very large numbers comparatively to bodyweight. And then that's why they're huge. So.
Deborah adding 2.5 kilos to her second attempt here. Just talking to the spotters, making sure she has it as and when she wants. Setting that upper back, grinding it through, but just not there today.
Just a little bit too much. It happens. Yeah, I mean, she gave it a roll. That's all you can do.
But when you set up like that, and the engagement is spot on, the line is great, and you try your best. If it's not there on the day, our sport is about trying to get the best out of your body. And if you hit that upper limit, I think you have ticked a box.
Exactly. There's all sorts of things that can happen.
Loaded. Let's get behind her, folks. Come on.
Okay, Joy Milio, 77.5 kilos. Was it Joy that we thought did it well? It might have been Joy actually that did it perfectly, and we didn't.
Yes, it was a good lift. Obviously, there was a technical infringement that both of us missed, but apart from that, it was very, it was. The weight moved well.
So I'm glad she's going for the same lift again because it was good, but she failed it. So she wants to get all those kilos in. Very smooth.
Well, that certainly looks better, doesn't it?
Yes,
there you go.
It's a good lift.
Up next, we have Rosie
so now she's building that total slowly, eking out every kilo that she can from her body. So at the end of the competition, when it comes to the third deadlift round, she has banked in as much as she possibly could for whatever battle lay ahead.
Yeah, I have to say there's some impressive lifting here. We've got a very small amount of fails. And these ladies are all pushing themselves to the limit. So, congratulations to them.
Okay, we have Rosie, 85 kilos. Again, Rosie also failed her second attempt. Her first attempt at 85 kilos in the second round, and is going for it again in the third round.
Let's go, Rosie.
Rosie really driving her feet in through the floor, making sure her body is set. Squeezing it down with her upper back and very explosive off the chest, but perhaps surprised her a little bit.
Yeah, it flew up, didn't it? But then she lost a bit at the bottom, and then it just.
Okay, we have 95 kilos on the bench.
Wow, big bench.
That's impressive.
No, it is very big bench.
That is impressive. 73 kilos, 73.4 kilos in body weight. 95 kilos bench press.
Come on, ladies and gentlemen, let's get behind her.
Crowd getting behind Amelia now. Really willing her on here. Amelia wearing a bench in the bench press, a belt in the bench press. You don't often see that.
Yeah, you see it occasionally. I mean, I like to wear a belt when I'm benching as well because it gives you a bit more feel, makes you feel more secure. But lift is individual choice.
She's driving, and she's knocked it out. What did the referee say? And it's a no lift. It was
was a bit of downward movement.
Yeah,
I saw.
about halfway through, wasn't it? Unfortunately,
But a round of
credit to
applause
her.
for Amelia. What a fight!
especially to come out from that first bench. I mean, brilliant.
So exciting. That's what we want to see.
Exactly.
People fighting. Okay, we're going to be moving on now to the M2 66 to 83 kilo men's weight category now.
This is going to be a battle, isn't it?
As we were discussing earlier on, we've got a good battle on between Bernie McGurk and David Gray. I was talking to Bernie in the warm-up room just now, and he said exactly how we were discussing. He's just trying to build that total.
Yeah, exactly.
He's trying to put all the kilos into his bank as possible because he knows what a competitor David Gray is. So seeing these two battle out is going to be very exciting. We've also got Phil Richards, which I've confirmed is British powerlifting and European powerlifting Hall of Fame. So I was right.
Ah, right. So not the IPF one then. So,
Not quite yet. We've got him in the 74s. He got one squat in just on the third attempt, and I saw him backstage again, and he went, "Whoo! Sorry about that."
it's kind of thing that most, yeah, you know, you would say that. It's funny.
Okay, we've got Adrian Murphy, 97.5 kilos, opening bench. Looked easy. Referees liked it.
Nice easy opening there. Just how you want it to be.
100 kilos on the bar, rack height 13.
George
That is
Miller,
a red.
100 kilos in the 83 kilo category.
Okay, Lee Davis. George, your bar is loaded.
So George up next. Following George, we've got David Horn and then Lee Griffith. George and David both opening with 100 kilos. Lee with 102. Very quick descent to his chest and a drive up. Referees like it, good lift.
Yeah, very nice.
Up next, we got
Yeah, some people prefer to drop the bar down quick to their chest to save energy. Some of the UK's top lifters, they bench in that style. But yeah, brilliant lift.
Next up, David Horn, 100 kilos also. Both of these are in the 83 kilo category.
Okay, David, your bar is loaded.
Very different squats, both of these. 195 for George Miller and 140 for David Horn. David's strength obviously is in his upper body, and that's one of the benefits of powerlifting, is you're testing both upper body and lower body.
Oh, yeah.
So to be a good all-rounder, you've got to be good at all three.
Well, you got to do all three, haven't you? So
Well done.
yeah, well done, brilliant lift. Very good first opener, excellent.
Rack height 12, that is 25, 10, 2.5 and a quarter. Left and follow will be Bernard.
Okay, next up we have got Lee Griffiths, 102.5 kilos in body weight.
Okay, Lee, your bar
Lee is going to be followed by
Let's go.
Bernie at 107.5 kilos body weight. Okay, Lee taking it out nice and steady, waiting for the ref's wrap command. And quick to the chest, smooth press up.
Very good.
That is a good lift. Well done, Lee. Up next, we have Bernard.
Next up,
107.5
Bernie McGurk,
kilos.
107.5 kilos.
15, 1 and a quarter.
Bernie and
Left
Guy
and follow is
both
Guy.
opening with 107.5. Bernie up first. Bernie's in the 66 kilo category.
So we've got a clean sheet here at the moment. No one's failed the first lift, which is what we like to
Okay,
see.
Bernard, your bar is loaded. Let's go.
Do you want me to stand up? I'll stand up, George.
No, you stay here. You got. Okay, Bernie McGurk up, 107.5 kilos.
Yep.
And the referees like it. Good lift.
107.5 kilos.
Next up, Guy Moore, 107.5 kilos also. Guy in the 83 kilo category. Following Guy is going to be David Gray with 117. So David and Bernie's opening bench are 10 kilos different. We know that Bernie has got 7.5 kilos on David from the squat. Bernie got 185, David got 177.5. So David is opening with 10 kilos heavier, and their deadlifts are only 2.5 kilos apart. So
Here we go.
we've got a battle.
Right, so here's Guy Moore.
Guy Moore, 107.5.
Nice.
And that was easy.
Looks good, yeah. So, yeah, everybody's
Good
happy
lift
with
from the
that.
referees.
Next we have David with 117.5.
Yeah, good lift. Everybody's happy. So, yeah, I'm sure he's pleased to get his first one in.
25-20, won the quarter. Lift to the follow will be James.
Okay, we've got David Gray now, 117.5 kilos. Now David did miss his opening squat, only on a technicality, and I'm sure he's going to make sure that there is no mistake like that again for the rest of his competition. When I saw him backstage, he looked focused and he looked in the zone.
Let's go.
Look at him, he's in the zone. He means business today. Just getting his mind ready, getting himself fixed into position.
Yeah.
And that was pretty easy.
That is a good lift.
They liked it.
Yeah, very good lift. Yeah, I mean, David looks like he's got quite long arms, so he's got a long way to push the bar, but very, very good lift.
He does. So mechanically, not as advantageous as you might have seen with other people, but he didn't make it look hard at all.
No, he didn't. No, brilliant.
We've just had the
Bar is loaded.
recently
Let's
announced
go.
pregnant Sabrina Moore, former
Oh, right.
British deadlift record
Congratulations to
holder,
her.
I think current deadlift record holder. Walked past us, so I'm going to grab her later and say congratulations to her.
Good for her.
Okay, now we've got James Rossborough on 120 kilos in the 83 kilo category. Very
Lovely.
technically good there. You can see James and David Gray's very different bench press.
Yeah, James has a wider grip, doesn't he? A wide. There is a school of thought that the wider your arms are, the less you have to move the bar. So kind of everybody's slightly different, but yeah, very, very different in terms of technique.
That's right. So you see the two different mechanics. David Gray has got quite long arms, which is why he's quite a good which is one of the reasons why he's a good deadlifter. But James Rossborough is really trying to utilise efficient mechanics to reduce the range of movement
Okay, Phil,
and
let's
also
get
be
ready.
able
Your bar
to
is
stabilise through that
loaded.
upper back. Okay, now we have 132.5 kilos on the bar for Phil Richards, British Powerlifting and EPF Hall of Famer, and only one squat in. Can he do more than one on the bench? Who knows?
That's a big opener, isn't it? So
Phil lifting in the 74 kilo body weight category. Quick down, quick up, and the referees say, good lift. Bish bash bosh,
Very nice.
job done.
Up next we got Adrian with 102.5 kilos, rack height 13. That's a red, green, 2.5, 1
So that's
quarter.
the end of the first round of bench press. Moving on to the second round of bench press, we have 102.5 kilos on for Adrian Murphy in the 74 kilo category. The 74s are opening and closing each round on this bench press for the men's. We go from 66 up to 83 kilos in this flight. Hearing a bit of support for Adrian Murphy from the crowds here. Adrian has jumped 5 kilos from his first to his second attempt. Also a slightly narrower grip. You can see a lot of bend in the elbow as he brings the bar down to his chest. There's a big range of movement, but the referees like it.
Yeah, good lift.
105 on the bar,
Good lift.
rack height 13
Excellent.
for George. After the follow will be
Okay, we have George Millar, 105 kilos, 5 kilo jump from first to second attempt. George and Lee Griffiths are both going to be doing 105 kilos coming up, and both in the 83s. Very close bench pressing here in these 83s. We've got 105 with George Millar, 105 with Lee Griffiths, and then 107.5 with David Horn. Okay, George Millar, second bench press. Quick down, drive up, nice and
done.
smooth. The referees say, good lift.
Yeah, brilliant, excellent. Good choice for a second lift. Very, very nice. A little bit of a stick in the middle, but he's definitely got a bit more to go there, yeah.
Okay, next up we have... Okay, next up we have Lee Griffiths with 105 kilos on the bar. Lee Griffiths has jumped 2.5 kilos in body weight, in on the bar, from his opener to his second attempt. Oh, a bit more of a grind. 2.5 kilo jump. You can see why he's taken it. But the referees like it. Good lift.
Excellent, excellent. And he still leaves himself a bit of room to grow.
on the bar, please, rack height.
Okay, next up, could we have David Horn with 107.5 kilos.
After the follow will be Bert.
Oh no, I don't have a split to make two.
Bars loaded.
I want to make one.
Okay, next up, David Horn, 107.5 kilos. Bar is loaded.
Watch.
Okay, down and up for David Horn. Nice and smooth, technically good bench press there. And a good lift.
Yeah, nice lift there.
110 on the bar, please, rack height.
Okay, we have Bernie McGurk up next. Bernie's only adding 2.5 kilos from his bench press, from his opening bench press.
Bars loaded.
So Bernie just trying to build his total as best as possible. Bernie climbing up the bench, trying to get as much body activation as possible. Wide grip there, bringing it down, driving it up. Big leg drive off his chest, and the referees say, good lift.
Well done. 115 on the bar, rack height 11 for Guy. Lifting the follow will be David.
Okay, next up we have 115 kilos on the bar for Guy Moore. Guy in the 83 kilo category.
Bars loaded.
Guy's squats were really solid, impressive squats, I thought. Always controlled, stable, down and up. Guy has added 2.5 kilos from his opener to his second attempt. So it's really trying to build that total, slow, steady increments, squeezing out every kilo from his body that he can. And he's stuck a little bit halfway, but he's
I'm not
ground
sure.
out through it. What did the referees say? No, there was downward movement on that bar.
Yeah, very, very, very near the wire, wasn't it? There was a little dip there. Yeah, it happens, unfortunately.
Okay, now we have David Gray. David has jumped 5 kilos. So we know that Bernie jumped 2.5 kilos to his second attempt. But Bernie was 7 kilos up on David on the squat. David has jumped 5 kilos. So David is clearly trying to claw back the deficit from squat in his bench press. Looks like David means business today.
Yeah, well, he knows he's got competition, doesn't he? So between him and
Getting
Bernie.
the spotters to centre up that bar, make sure everything is perfect for him in his attempt. Better lifter than me. I tend to just go out and do what's given to me.
Yeah.
122.5 kilos. Didn't make that look like hard work at all.
No, definitely not.
3 white
That's a
lights.
good lift. Excellent. So he's very good.
Looks like David Gray might be able to claw back that 7.5 kilo lead that Bernie McGurk had after the squats. So it looks like deadlifts is going to be pretty exciting.
I can't wait. I'm actually quite excited.
James Rossborough up now, 130 kilos on the bar. James leading the 83s for bench press. Nice wide grip there, really utilising his mechanics as best as possible.
Lovely. Oh, looked very good from here.
Very good. The referees liked it.
Yes, very good, very good. And that's a big bench, and he executed that brilliantly.
Okay, we have one squat wonder Phil up on the bar now. Hopefully to be 3 bench wonder.
Are you trying to wind him up?
I would never wind up anybody. I'm a nice, gentle personality. Thank you. Phil increasing his bench by 5 kilos on his second attempt to 137.5.
Next up, 110 kilos on the bar again. Bar is loaded.
Phil talking to the spotters there, making sure everything's set for him. Quick down.
Oh.
And pretty quick up. They like it.
Yeah, smoked it.
So quick down, pretty quick up. Not quite as quick as the first one, but definitely not slow enough to say that he's near his maximum. That ends the second round in bench press for the 66 to 83 kilo M2 men. We're on to the third and final round of bench press. Be interesting to see what Bernie and Dave Gray squeeze out on their bench press here, setting themselves up for deadlift. And also how much James Rossborough can squeeze out on the heavy benches for the 83s. First up, we have Adrian Murphy, 105 kilos on the bar. Adrian has jumped 2.5 kilos from his second attempt here. Adrian did a 5 kilo jump from his first to his second, 2.5 from second to third.
And it's a good lift. Next up, Joe Trell, 125.
And the referees say, good lift. It looks like that weight selection was a good choice.
Yeah, right on point. Perfect.
George Miller next up, 107.5 kilos in the 83s. George and Lee both on 107.5 for their final attempt, and both in the 83s. George has jumped 2.5 from his third attempt from his second. He did similar jumps that Adrian did, 5 kilos from first to second and 2.5 from second to third.
192.5 kilos.
Oh, got a little bit stuck there, grinding it out. And the referees say no lift.
Downward movement, wasn't it? I think
I
just a
agree,
tiny
Darren,
bit.
I agree.
It was very close, but yeah.
Your bar is loaded, Ernie. Let's go.
It's very hard when you're trying to keep the focus and drive the bar off your chest as quickly as possible to take over from the chest muscles with the triceps at that sticking point and make sure that you don't have any downward movement.
Yeah,
it can be tricky.
There's normally a changeover point about halfway up, isn't there? So yeah.
Okay, we have the second on 107.5, Lee Griffiths, both in the 83s. Lee has also jumped 2.5 from his opener, from his second. And he is driving, but not today.
These guys are pushing to the limit, aren't they?
So
Just a tiny bit too much.
That's right. Both 83s finish with their bench presses on 105, as does Adrian Murphy in the 74s, all on 105. Next up, David Horn with 112. David adding 5 kilos from his second attempt after adding 7 kilos from his first attempt. So he's obviously a confident bench presser.
Kevin, your board
Yeah, that's a big jump.
On the other platform over there, I see the ever
Mr. Jane.
Mr. Jane, thank you. I was trying to find a word and I had too many. I couldn't pick one of them. The infamous, legendary, phenomenal Mr. Jane. Okay, no lift for David Horn. Maybe a little bit heavy, but also maybe a bit offline. What do you think, Darren?
I think it was just a little bit too much in the day, wasn't it? But you know.
Okay, Bernie, what have you got in your tank? You are adding 2.5 kilos to your bench press, squeezing out every kilo of your body that you can. We can see that David Gray has also added 2.5 kilos from his second to third.
Your bar is loaded, Jenny. Let's go.
Currently, Bernie is 7.5 kilos down on the total. But that can change massively in the deadlift. And that is a fight.
That was a terrific pace. Absolutely terrific. It just kept moving. I don't know how much more was left in the tank, but...
Who cares? It was the third bench. You don't need any more. He's done it. It's on
Right, in
the
that case, it was a
platform.
terrific lift there.
So Bernie's got 3 solid bench presses in, which is exactly what he needs. He needs to build the total moving on up if he's going to have a chance against David Gray.
Your bar is
Now we have Guy Moore, 115 kilos. Guy in the 83s, battling against James Rossborough. Guy missed his second lift of 115 kilos, so he's going for it again on the third. Setting, squeezing that upper back, bringing that chest up, driving up. It was a good steady grind, and the referees say good lift. He's happy. Okay, David Gray up now, 125 kilos. David up 2.5 kilos from his second attempt. David knows how important every single kilo is going to be against his fight, against Bernie.
See, this is once again, this is a massive bench, isn't it? It's nearly double his body weight, isn't it? Getting close.
Very much so, 5 kilos off. You're right.
That's huge, absolutely huge. All credit to them.
He means business. Look at him today. David Gray is in the zone. He is not come in lightly.
nice and smooth.
Okay, David Gray setting up for 125 kilos. Squeezes his upper back, raises his chest as the bar comes down to give a good start position for the press, and it's a yes. Referees like it. He's happy.
What can you say? Brilliant.
Next up is James Rossborough with 137.5 kilos on the bar, adding 7.5 kilos from his second attempt, and he did a big 10 kilo jump from his first attempt. So
yes.
James obviously really confident in his bench ability.
Yeah, it's a big jump, but he obviously feels he can get it.
So now that David
technique,
Gray
this
has
guy.
managed to get all 3 of his benches in, he's now got 7.5 kilos on his total ahead of Bernie before deadlift. And James is fighting, he's fighting!
What a fight.
Oh, that was such a good grind!
What a fight.
Whoa, 2 to 1.
for different calls as well.
But a terrific fight.
And we often see that, don't we? When somebody's got a really big grind, keeping that perfect bench press is such a challenge.
Yeah, there's so many things that can happen. Your head can come off the bench, your feet can start moving, you can lose positioning, your butt can come off the bench. It's just to hold that in a perfect position when you're grinding like that is very difficult.
Okay, we have the final bench press of this
Here we go.
flight. 140 kilos on the bar for the 74 kilo body weight Masters 2 lifter Phil Richard. Phil lifting in his very snazzy Welsh powerlifting singlet. Quick down and smooth up.
Very nice.
You know,
He's got to be pleased with that, all three.
I definitely think he had a bit more in him than there.
Yeah, that makes up for the squats, doesn't it? So I'm sure he's going to be really happy with that.
We will be starting.
So that's the end of the bench press section for platform 2. Thank you very much for joining us. We're going to take a 10-minute break and then we'll be back for the deadlifts.
How exciting.
quarter. Lifter to follow will be Denise.
Okay, and welcome back to the British Masters Classic Championships 2022 here in Belfast, Northern Ireland. We have the M2 47 to 76 ladies up now with their deadlift. We've just seen June Stamp deadlifting 102.5 kilos for her opener. And now we have Angelina Lane also deadlifting 102.5 kilos for her opener. These ladies have been outstanding today. We've seen a really amazing feat of strength from these 50 to 59-year-old ladies.
That is a good
lift for Angelina. Next up we have Dennis Bird. Denise Bird with 115 kilos. Sorry, Denise, I didn't mean that. Denise is lifting in the 57 kilo weight category.
Robert Sandler at 215 kilos.
Okay, they're loading up the bar for Denise.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's get excited as Denise up with 115 kilos. Your bar is loaded!
Okay, Denise is coming up for 115 kilos. Denise looks ready, getting herself set.
And it's a good lift by Robert.
That's a definite opener. Referees like it. 3 white lights.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, first one on the board.
127.5 kilos. That is 2
Next up, we
reds,
have
1 quarter,
Deborah
and
Tierney,
the bar. Lifter follow will be
127.5
Alison.
kilos.
Crowd, to make you aware, there's a requirement you entered in here. You must scream during deadlifts. It's required. No quietness unless you're sharing food.
The MC is just cheering on the crowd there, telling them that they must cheer on for the deadlifts. It's a requirement, legal requirement to be in this room. I like that.
Yeah, a bit of positive engagement there. We like it, don't we?
It's been a very good atmosphere in the room today, and the ladies have been really outstanding with what they've been doing. We have the famous Ernie Parks just lifting on the other platform there, and the also famous Jenny Hunter looking on.
Yeah, a couple of big names in British powerlifting.
Okay, Deborah, your
There's
bar
a lot
is
of big names
loaded.
floating about. Okay, Deborah Tiernan is ready, 127.5 kilos on the bar at her petite 57 kilo body weight.
Looks good.
Yep, she was sure of that, and the referees liked it.
Up next, we have Malta. 100.
Yeah, very nice lift, and
kilos. That's 2
yeah, very good.
reds, 2.5, 1 quarter. Lifter to follow
Alison
will be
Jones
Amelia.
next up with 132.5 kilos on the bar. Alison, the third out for the 57 kilo body
Alison, your
weight
bar
category in this
is
deadlift
loaded.
first round. Alison setting up in a sumo style deadlift.
And your bar is loaded.
And she gets a down command.
Is a good
And
lift
3 white
by
lights.
Alison. Up next
Nicely
is
done.
Amelia. 145 kilos on the bar, 2 reds, 10 on the collar. Lift to the follow. will
Okay,
be
we have
Rosie.
Amelia Allen up next, 145 kilos on the bar. Amelia leading the 76 kilo weight category in first position at the moment.
Okay, Amelia, your bar
With a
is
very
loaded.
impressive
Next
90
up,
kilo
Robert
bench press.
Sandler.
Amelia also lifting sumo style.
Good to see she's recovered. She looked like she'd hurt herself on the squats, so obviously she seems like she's okay.
And she's pretty sure of herself. The referees like it. Amelia has her total.
Up next is Rosie with
First lift on the board.
47.5 kilos. That's 2 reds, a 10, 1 quarter.
Next up we have Rosie McKenzie, 147.5 kilos also in the 76s. Rosie is in second place at the moment by 10 kilos. So we don't know how much Rosie's going to jump on her deadlift, but this could be an interesting battle between Amelia and Rosie. Rosie getting herself psyched up. Conventional style, and I gotta be honest, that looks pretty easy.
Yeah,
3 white lights.
Very nice.
Are we going to see a big jump for Rosie to her second attempt? Are we going to see a big battle, Darren?
Well, it's looking good, isn't it? So, yeah, I mean, they're both here to win, aren't they? So, I'm sure they'll both be trying as hard as they can.
155 kilos on the bar now for Karen Burns. What a big deadlift for a 57 kilo lifter. And she's in her 50s.
I know, it's amazing, isn't it?
I keep saying this
Full
because
respect.
I'm blown away by it.
Yeah. It gets harder in your 50s, I should know. I'm 52, so.
Well, I'm a tender 39 and I'm just
You got
blown
years
away.
yet.
I'm blown away
You got a long time.
by how wonderful these women are.
225 kilos on the bar.
Karen, a GB lifter, sporting her GB singlet and her pigtails.
Well earned.
The crowd are behind Karen, popular with the supporters around here. Karen setting up with her sumo style deadlift. Those long legs, she's got to get out of the way. Oh. She's just checking that that bar was loaded evenly. Not sure what happened to her there. She just looks a bit confused. So she's going to come out for a second attempt, try her best, see what she's got.
Yeah, that was
Same weight stays on the bar for Joy Minio.
yeah, the bar was loaded correctly, so I don't know what happened there. Maybe she just lost a bit of balance. With sumo, balance is critical, so I think I don't know. But
That's right. Sumo is such a technical lift, and it should be slow off the floor if it's technically sound for a fast knockout. But the hips have got to stay in our optimum position, and it can be so slow off the floor, which takes guts to keep that posture.
exactly.
Joy Minio, 155 kilo deadlift in the 76s. Joy is not making that look like hard work at all.
Absolutely smoked it.
And boom! Round one done. That went quite quick. These ladies are efficient. Out, bish, bash, bosh, done.
Let's get it done. Get it done and move on to the next one.
Okay, we have 112.5 kilos on the bar. To the beginning of the second deadlift round with June Stamp. June has added 10 kilos from her opening to her second attempt. June is currently in first place in the 47 kilo weight category.
Come on, Pride, let's get behind her.
Crowd getting behind June here for this massive deadlift of 47 kilo body weight. 112.5 kilos on the bar.
Alan, 190 kilos on the bar.
And she's
Come on, June.
driving. Come on, June! And it's moved. And the referees say, good lift!
10 out of 10. I mean, what can you say to that?
Do we think she's going to come out for a third after that? She's in first place. Does she need to? I don't think so.
Well, it's a difficult one, isn't it? If she does, she doesn't want too much on the bar.
No, she's putting 115 kilos. We'll see if June is going to come out for a third. Right now, we have the same weight on the bar, 112.5 kilos for Angelina Lane in the 52 kilo category. Angelina also in gold position. She has her opener. She's also jumped 10 kilos. And Angelina in sumo style picks it up with fairies.
I have to say, she makes that look easy, doesn't she? Oh,
2-1. Centre referee gave a yellow card.
it's a lockout on knees.
Not locked out knees.
Yeah, but she's
Okay,
made
now
that look easy.
My apologies. Did I talk over you?
I didn't notice.
If I did, you're probably the first person I've ever apologised to for talking over. So take that as a win for yourself.
Oh, okay, well,
Your
I'll
bar
take that as
is
a win.
loaded.
Denise Bird, 120 kilos for her second attempt. She's added 5 kilos from her opener.
Bar is loaded. Let's go, fella. Come on.
Denise really firing herself up. Smooth up, smooth down. The referees all said yes at the same time. They liked it.
That's a truly beautiful sight. 3 white lights.
That's right. That's it.
We'll take 2, but 3's even better.
135 kilos on the bar now. Deborah Tiernan. Deborah in first place in the 57 kilo weight category. First place by only 5 kilos from Alison Jones. So we have a close battle between first and second here.
Is loaded.
I love that singlet.
I'll ask her where she's got it from.
I
And
might
let
get
you
one
know.
actually.
Your bar is loaded, Henry.
Smooth up, smooth down. The referee's saying good lift.
Looking good.
Lift. Up next.
So Deborah Tiernan just trying to build that total, keep all the kilos that she can ahead of Alison Jones. So Deborah added 7 kilos from first to second deadlift, and Alison has added 10 kilos. Alison is currently 10 kilos behind, so we're hoping that we're going to see a good battle on our hands between these two ladies.
Your bar is loaded, Alison. Let's go.
Yeah, it's getting tight, isn't it?
And it's a good lift for Henry.
Alison Jones up now.
We're up with 200 kilos. On his third and final attempt.
Oh, and she's up. Can she lock it out? Pulls her back through.
I think she might have got that.
That is a good.
Referees like it. 2-1.
Yes.
Well done, Alison.
152.5 kilos.
Okay, now we're
That is
moving
2
on to
reds.
Rosie McKenzie in the 76s. So let's focus now on the 76 competition. Rosie is in second position. She has added 5 kilos onto her deadlift, although the opening of 147 was pretty easy. Her total right now is 365 and Amelia's is 375. So Rosie is just trying to make sure she can get every kilo ready for that third deadlift. Amelia has jumped 10 kilos from her opener. And Rosie's second is looking like there's a lot left for the third.
Yeah, she's definitely got a bit more in the tank there. Definitely. Definitely. There's a bit more there yet. So I suppose she's just going to try and pull the best she can, try and pull that with.
Now, if I were Rosie's coach, I would definitely be excited by what's about to come ahead. Because as a coach, there's nothing much more fun than the deadlift battle.
Yeah. Yeah, it's exciting when it all comes down to the last lift, isn't it? So
Amelia next up, 155 kilos. Also in the 76s. Amelia is in first position by now 5 kilos. She needs this to increase her lead and keep that gold medal position hers.
And it's a good lift. 3 white lights for Robert.
And it's off the floor. And the referees say 2-1. Failed.
I think.
Round his shoulders,
I
not
think it
fully
was on
locked out.
Yeah, I don't think she got her shoulders back on that final lift. I think that's what it was.
That's
Yeah.
right. She
Okay, well
stood
that's
up.
opened it right up now then.
That's right. So now those ladies are only 5 kilos away from one another. So Rosie McKenzie has added 7 kilos now that she's seen what Amelia has done. Looking to go 377. What is Amelia going to put in for her third? Right now we have Karen Burns, 155 kilos. She missed the opener. And it's smooth up, stands up.
And down, referees say,
That's much
good
better.
lift.
Excellent.
Well done, Karen.
Excellent. She's got it now. I think Karen's going to be trying to chase that record. So yeah, let's see where she goes from here.
So Karen Burns now is in the gold medal position for the 57 kilo ladies.
Okay, Joy, your bar
She
is
is in gold medal
ready.
position
Let's go.
by 35.5 kilos, so more than likely the British Masters Classic Championship title is hers. Joy Minnow on the bar now with 165 kilos in the 76 kilo weight category. And it's smooth up. And the referees like it.
Brilliant lift. Slowed up a bit
You're
after
on
I
your third
Brilliant.
round. Start the gym at 150.
So that's the end of the second round for deadlift. And we see in the gold medal position for the 47s is June Stamp. Gold medal position for the 52s is Angelina Lane. Gold medal position for the 57s is Karen Burns with 345.5, and silver medal position for the 57s is Deborah Tiernan with 310. Gold medal position for the 76s is
Just so we're when we are
Amelia Allen with 375, and silver medal position for the 76s is Rosie McKenzie with 370. So the 76s are going to have a good old battle for gold medal position. How many times do you think I said gold medal position then? I reckon
I don't know, I wasn't listening back.
460.
Make it 461.
Okay, we start the third round of deadlift now. June Stamp already has the title of 47 kilo M2 Classic British Champion.
Okay,
She is adding 2.5 kilos from her second attempt. Now she's actually going out for this because that second was a slow grind, but she's still going for it. Good on her.
Exactly, yeah. Maybe she grinds a deadlift. Yeah, it's going.
Oh, look at that.
That's obviously her style, isn't it?
Tenacity, strength, ferocity. I love that.
That's just a whole level of commitment I couldn't muster. That's it.
Looks like June is with the Bethnal Green Weightlifting Club over there. Martin Bass helping her out. Phenomenal club, loads of experience. Can see why she has done so well. Angelina Lane up now. Gold medal position for the 52 kilo weight category in the M2 age category. Angelina jumping 7.5 kilos from her second to her third for a massive 120 kilo deadlift.
Okay, Angelina, let's get ready.
Yeah, that's
It's her
huge.
bar. It is loaded.
Angelina, international lifter. And her
Come
hips
on.
have gone high, but her back has still pulled it.
Think
The
she locked
referees
it.
say.
Did she lock it?
And that's it.
Yes, that's a good lift.
Up next is Denise with 125 kilos. That's
Okay,
2 rounds on the
125
bar.
kilos now
Lift
for
to
Denise
follow,
Bird.
Deborah.
Denise is currently in fourth position in the 57 kilo weight category. She's added 5 kilos from her second to her third attempt. Denise is doing this for her own improvements to try and beat her personal best, I'm sure. And the crowd are chattering away, very excited in here to the upcoming battles in the 76s in these ladies category and the 66s in the men's coming up next. Denise Bird is out, fired up,
seconds counting down from bar loaded. She's getting herself focused. 5 kilos more than her second attempt. And she's up. The referees like it.
Very good.
And she likes it. Thanking all the spotters and loaders for their help. That's kind.
She looks very happy.
Okay, we have Deborah Tiernan now, currently in.
That is a good lift. Up next we have George with 225 kilos on the bar. That is 4 reds and a collar. Lifter to follow will be James. Okay, George, your bar is loaded.
Done.
That is a good lift, George. Well done. Lifter up next is James. 192.5 kilos on the bar. That's 3 reds, 5, 2.5 on the quarter. Lifter to follow will be Guy.
If you could mention the hotel.
Yeah, where's Charlie? Back up. Yeah, let's find back up. I think she might have gone to the toilet. I'll start anyway.
Okay, James, your bar is loaded.
Charlie?
That is a good lift, James. Well done. Up next is Guy with 200 kilos on the bar. 3 reds, a 10, 2.5.
Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties with the live stream and then, but it sounds like we're back on. Okay, so we are starting the second round of our deadlifts. We're on the second person, Guy Moore. James Rossborough has just achieved 192.5 kilos for his second attempt. Guy Moore going for 200 kilos in the 83s. Unfortunately, we've seen a missed opener from Bernie of 217. But David Gray's opener looked pretty easy. Guy Moore, slow, steady. Referees say 1, 2, good lifts.
Yeah, okay, good lift.
Up
Excellent.
next is David with 310 kilos on the bar.
Thought there was a bit of downward movement there, but obviously not.
David Horn next with 210 kilos in the 83s. Up after David is Adrian Murphy. David Horn adding 20 kilos from his opener to his second attempt. That is a nice big jump. Obviously a confident deadlifter here. Conventional style. Big breath, bracing his back. driving up into that lock position, down command, and the referees like it.
Yeah, that's good.
Up next, we got Adrian with 212 kilos on the bar.
We have a 12.5 kilo jump now from opener to second attempt with Adrian Murphy in the 74 kilo weight category. 212.5 kilos on the bar. Adrian is currently in silver medal position to the Hall of Famer Phil Richards. So he's comfortable in silver position, going for his own bets, personal best. Oh, and a good old shake there from Adrian Murphy. And the referees liked it. It was a good lift.
Well, listen, it was a grind, but it went, didn't it? Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
That's what we want to see. A really good fight and drive coming up.
Exactly, bit of effort. A lot of effort.
A lot of effort, that's right.
An awful lot of effort.
Now we've got a 7 kilo jump for Lee Griffiths to 212.5 kilos. Lee is currently in third position in the 83s. Very easy. And the referees like it.
Nicely done, yeah. It looks very good, doesn't it? Yeah, very, very good.
Kilos on the bar as 3 reds, 1 blue, and a 2.5. Lifting the ball will be Bernard.
So, third and second position in the 83s have the same total. Lee Griffiths and James Rossborough both on 500 kilo total. James Rossborough just pipping on the body weight. So the final deadlift of these two men are going to be what decides who is going to have silver and who's going to have bronze.
Let's go.
Currently we have Lee Griffiths with 212. No, we don't. No, we don't. We have Phil Richards with 220 kilos on the bar. Phil has jumped 10 kilos from first to second. And that's a definite 220. Referees like it.
Yeah, very nice. I think the platform's running, the scoreboard's running a bit behind, isn't it?
Now we have the battle on our hands. So Bernie missed his 217. He's going for 225. He's upping it by 7 kilos. He knows he needs those kilos, but he needs the total. Fine line he's playing here.
Yeah, he's an excellent puller, so I think I've seen him do 260, 265 quid, so you would think he's going to get this one.
Bernie McGurk, 225 kilos at 66 kilo body weight. Sumo style deadlifting. It's up. The referees give the down command and they like it.
Yeah, very good.
So he was confident to add 7 kilos. He now has 2.5 kilo total. David Gray going into this deadlift has a 2.5 kilo total also.
Isn't it exciting?
Very. David is adding 10 kilos from his opener to this, which is 230 kilos. If he gets this, he's 10 kilos ahead of Bernie. Bernie has added 12 kilos from his second to his third attempt. These two are going to be close. David Gray is also an excellent deadlifter, so they are going to be pitching against each other. Smooth, no concern. The referees like it. 3 white lines. So David has 10 kilos on Bernie still, but Bernie has added 12 kilos for his third attempt. Let's see what David is going to put in for his third attempt. But currently we're going to 235 on the bar for George Miller. George is currently leading the 83s with a 525 total.
George, your bar is loaded. Let's get it.
Leading the 83s by 25 kilos from second and third place because they're both on a 500 kilo total. 235 kilos on the bar, George Miller.
Go, George. Let's go.
That's a high hip position. He's pulling through his back.
He's going still.
And the referees say, yeah, unfortunately, there was downward movement. It was a very high start position for a sumo deadlifter, wasn't it, Darren?
Yeah, it looked tough. I've got to say, but I mean, all credit for him for grinding it through. But yeah, it was quite nice.
Right, we have now got silver medal position, James Rossborough in the 83s. James is going 7.5 kilo jump on his deadlift to the third round, which will give him a 507 kilo total. However, Lee Griffiths has also added 7.5 kilos, but Lee is the heavier body weight. So if James gets this, Lee will have to add. Oh, I'm talking nonsense. Lee is in third. No, I am not. No, I'm right.
You're right.
I'm getting myself confused. They're so far apart from one another.
I think you're doing a brilliant job.
Reading my lines. Pardon me for being fallible.
Exactly.
As I was saying, oh no, Lee Griffiths has just put in a 10 kilo jump to his third. So James has pulled his third deadlift. And the referees like it. So James is now on a 507.5 kilo total, which means Lee Griffiths is going to have to pull 222.5 for a 510 kilo total, giving him silver medal position. However, right now we have 490 kilos on the bar for fourth place for Guy Moore. And I better not stand up too quickly because I might pass out from excitement.
And I'll have to catch you.
202.5 kilos on the bar, Guy Moore. No, Guy has said not today.
Just a bit too heavy. Someone turned the gravity up a bit, didn't they?
Adrian Murphy, 217.5 kilos on the bar, 5 kilo increase from his second attempt. Adrian is in silver medal position in the 74 kilo men's category and is solidly in silver possession. So this is for his own personal bests. Darren, some amazing deadlifting today, don't you think?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you know, the standard this year has been exceptional. So, you know, a combination of everything.
Okay, Adrian, let's get ready. Let's get behind him.
What can you say? I'm really impressed.
Definitely. 217.5 kilos, Adrian Murphy. Oh, he's driving, but it's too heavy for Adrian today.
Yeah, just that slightly bit too much over. Another 2.5 might have gone, but it is what it is.
220 kilos for David Horn. David currently in 5th place in the 83s, adding 10 kilos from his second to his third attempt.
Okay, David, let's go. Your bar is loaded.
David Horn on the platform, 220 kilos. And it's slow and steady but determined.
Yeah, I think he's got his shoulders back. I think that's good.
The referees like it, and he's happy.
Leaving it all on the platform,
Brilliant news.
As it should.
Right. Is Lee Griffiths going to pull 222.5 for silver medal in the men's M2 83 kilo weight category? We are about to find out.
I can't wait.
James has done everything he can. He squeezed out every kilo he had for his 507.5 kilo total. Can Lee Griffiths take the silver medal? 222.5 kilos 10 kilo jump from his second attempt. And it's moving.
It's going.
It's steady.
He's got it, I think.
He looks confident.
Yeah.
The referees give it the down command, and they like it. Silver medal for Lee Griffiths. And he's hugging his coach, very happy with himself. Really good fight between those two, don't you think, Darren?
Absolutely, brilliant. Brilliant squad.
Next up, we have Phil Richard, 225 kilos on the bar. A beautiful set of reds and a collar.
Yeah, that 4 reds is a beautiful sight, isn't it?
Lovely.
Your time, your bar is
Phil is clear in first place in the 74 kilo M2 men's championship. He is doing this for his own personal achievements. Currently sitting at 84.17 IPF points. And the referees say good lift. Looks like Phil had a little bit left in him, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. But I think he's going to be happy with that, isn't he? Brilliant recovery. And yeah, I think he went all 3 on the bench and all 3 on the deadlift, didn't he? Yeah, brilliant.
He got 3 on the bench, 3 on a deadlift.
And 1 on the,
One on
good
the
recovery.
Squat. So George Miller up now in first position for the 83s. He's secured his gold position.
Okay, the gentleman is getting behind George. It's 225 kilos.
And so he's going for this for his own personal achievements. George Miller on 74.09 IPF points. Or maybe George isn't coming out for his third. Maybe he's thought, well, I've won, I don't need the third. Should I come out at all?
Doesn't look like he's coming out, does it?
Sometimes when lifters don't want to come out and take their next attempt, they will still put it in to give the other lifters that little bit of time to rest in between attempts.
Yeah, I mean, generally it's considered good manners to do that because, as Charlie rightly says, you give those lifters an extra bit of time.
Okay, timed out. George has been timed out. Bernie is up on the platform. So we now have Bernie jumping 12 kilos from 225 to 237. Bernie is the heavier of the 2 lifters and so has to beat David by kilos only. Bernie is set, ready and fired up.
This is a titanic battle.
Does he have an extra 12.5 kilos in his sumo deadlift for gold medal position? He's driving.
He's got it.
And the referees like it. Has he done enough? Has he done enough? David Gray is going for 230. Is David Gray going to change it or is he going to keep it in 230? David only needs to add 5 kilos. Actually, he only needs to add 2.5 kilos. So David has dropped it to 237.
37.5 for the win.
Okay, David, bring us home. It's
David Gray coming out to pull for the 2022 British Masters Classic British Championships. He is focused, he is ready. He's pulling it in, setting his body, keeping focused and driving. And he's happy with that. What do the referees say? Wait, 1, 2, good lift! David Gray comes away as British M2 66 kilo champion. What a fight, Darren.
Absolutely, what a fight.
brilliant effort. And he must be really pleased with that, because those two are so fast.
And that concludes today's flight of the M2 66 to 83 kilo championships. Thank you very much for joining us. There will be a short break before this afternoon's flight.
Thank you very much.